Hey everyone, this is just a quick video giving an explanation to a statement that I made recently, and it is with regards to where I mentioned the Black Wall Street and are people wanting to find their own solutions by, for example, thinking that they have to open businesses and the businesses that come from the very same system that enslaves us, where the money, they're using their money, still circulates back to their pockets. Now, the clarification comes from that in where scripture says that we should separate from them, or at least separate to the best of our ability, right? Because we know right now, even in this society with everything, it is a bit of a challenge, right? So there are people who, I understand they're still brainstorming, got to give them credit that they want to be apart from their slave masters and the people who continually oppress them, because the Most High says that He will bless you if you continue to keep His commandments, His laws, and His statutes to the best of your ability, at least in our present condition. But when it comes to, we read in scripture and it says to come out from them and separate from them, the idea is more like to put away their devilish monetary system, which is what is they're going to use to try to once again entrap us in to buy and sell their monetary system, when ideas such as going off grid, and I mean, I can't really say exactly, but I'm going to leave that thought there. But going off grid, or, setting up a barter system where you no longer have to be having their money and their ways and their things in your thought, because the way how things were supposed to be with a barter system were like, for example, a family in a community or in our nation, a family had rice, or they were growing some food products, or had a skill, and they would exchange those things for something else instead of having to develop their money. So, this is why we try to promote and spread unity amongst our people, so that you no longer have to depend on their system and move away and come out of their things, so you don't partake of their curses. Because even when it comes to taking their mark, which is what they're going to try to put the plagues on, because the plagues are coming upon them, right? And the more we wake up, the more we come to the knowledge of who we are, those things start going back on them. Their spirit that was put over us as a result of us, our disobedience and everything that happened to cause us to be under the Deuteronomy 28 curse, it's now going back on them. And the faster you wake up, the faster you separate, the faster you get this and stay away, get away from their things. Don't have any attachment. That's what I mean. Any, because you know how some people, even when you try to take things of the world from them, it's like they're crying, they're begging, they're pleading. They have attachments to it. They have emotional, spiritual attachments to it. It's like these things don't even matter. Like if the Most High Yahushua came, you could just walk away with it, never even miss it. Don't have to turn back. If you don't know how to stop, you're not going to try to go into your house and try to get things to take with you anywhere. You just go. So in that terms, with people wanting to set up businesses and go back into the same old matrix, talking about separating from the matrix, getting out of the madness, having your own property, or your for whatever it's worth, if it's even possible, and set up a system with like-minded people, and preferably our own our own Israelites, and those Gentiles who have grafted in and, all kinds of things like that, and separate from the system. So that is what I was trying to say. I was not even with the example of Black Wall Street, was how even when our people tried to develop a successful system and business, they would come in and destroy that. Well, we try to be independent of them at that time, but now it's coming down to it, brothers and sisters. And the Most High, even in Revelation, he says, "Come out of them, so you do not partake of their curses." So we talked about their knowledge, their ideology of supremacy, their wisdom, their worldliness, their beliefs, their belief system, their religion, their Christianity, their false doctrines, their man's doctrines. Just leave it all to them, and then go off on the grid and you know get into that community building, that nation building. That's the idea that I should have expressed. But with the Black Wall Street, it was not something to hit out against it at all. But when our people were trying to build, they come and then they try to destroy. So, just food for thought. And I know there's some people who already have that mindset and they're not trying to participate. But, some are still using their monetary system. But there are others who, they understand it. They get it. They get into that. Okay, we have more value with our talents and our skills, and we'll just use that and exchange my knowledge in something for your knowledge, and vice versa. And you know how it says even it takes a community to raise a child? That was the way it was supposed to be. Not going out to them, not bringing them into you and their ways into you, which change your heart, causing hatred towards the Most High and causing us, our minds to change, and hence loving the things of the world and causing them to put us in bondage. So, yeah, not to make this too long, but yes, brothers and sisters, it's a short little explanation. Anyway, with that, you'll hear from me again, and shalom.